Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you, everyone? I hope you are fine today because today we will study about generic structure of narrative text. And before we study about that, the better we pray together and pray begin. Okay, enough. And before study about this material, I will check your attend this class. Who is not attend today? Nothing. That's complete. Okay. If this class complete, our student attend this class, I will explain about generic structure of narrative text. Who who is now about this material? Please, yeah, raise your hand, please. Okay, no? Okay, I'll explain about that, right? And you can look this PowerPoint. I have some material about this narrative, generic structure of narrative. And before I explain about generic structure of narrative text, and I will explain about narrative, okay? And we know about narrative text. Nothing? Anyone? Okay, I'll explain about it. Narrative text is one type of narration which is specifically telling the story of the past, like fairy tale like Cinderella, Takuban Perahu, Si Kancil, and other very much a fairy tale in this country, in this world, or in this world. And what is narrative text? Generally, the stories that are told in narrative texts are classic stories that are well known, in ancient times, right? And those out there are unknown or stories whose author have been known. That is about narrative text. But you can look at general structure of narrative text. Okay, narrative text consists of three structure. Anyone know about it? No? No? Okay. I will expand about it. Narrative texts have a three structure. The first, orientation, and the second, complication, and the third, resolution. And I will explain about orientation. This part is introducing the story through introducing the character, right? And the place and time where the story began and so on. And usually this orientation, the first paragraph on narrative text. And next, that is complication. You can look is complication. And this part is about the problem appear in the story when the main character began to face it. And usually this complication put in mid paragraph after orientation. Okay, you got it? Okay, next. And the last, resolution. Who is now about the resolution? Okay, you can look at. Then this part is telling the way the main character overcome the problem and also the part in which the story is ended. And usually this put in last paragraph, right? You can find it in narrative text. Okay, maybe enough about this material. And for you all, if you have a question, please raise your hand. Okay, I will wait for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Nothing question? Okay. If nothing question, I will give your homework. Okay, you can look it. Please make or looking for narrative text and you search about orientation, complication, and resolution. Please mention it and admit to me for next week's. Okay? Okay, thank you. Okay, remember before go back to home, remember generic structure of narrative text have three structure. For the first, complication, and second, orientation, and the third, resolution. Okay, thank you. Okay, maybe enough before we back to home. Before go home, we pray together. Begin. Okay, maybe enough for this material. Thanks for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.